Okay, thank you, the income stream community. I'm excited to be here, and this is session 14 out of 27 that we are going to have in this conference. Actually, I thought this is session 15. Well, this is session 14 at the moment. Okay, so I'm excited to be here once again, and as you all know, this DigiCode Virtual Empowerment Conference is focused on empowering 5,000 people all over the world, and that is why we are having this conference. And I'm excited this evening as we have our guest in our midst. Though he's very busy and he has to go to park his car so that we will have this session with us. And thank you for joining us, Mr. Tremayne.
Yes, it's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much, sir. And but before you will commence yourself, let me just quickly say a little bit, so one or two things about Mr. Tremayne Curtis. Mr. Tremayne Curtis is the lead web developer at Waka Internet Company with over 15 years working experience, and he has spent 80%, 85% of his working time resolving and doing the impossible for the other web designer in the industry. He is a go-to when it comes to building any kind of website. I can guarantee you that, and he's someone that I know for a while now. And Mr. Tremenzo, thank you for joining us at DigiCode Virtual Empowerment Conference, sir.
My pleasure again.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you are welcome. So, but before we commence your session properly, I would like us to just engage in one or two session. Like, I know
Okay.
what you are the lead member at the Waka Internet Company. Yeah.
Yes.
So, and I'm very sure you didn't just come up in a day that let me go and let me go and establish this company. There must be a reason or
A
something,
story.
something, yeah, a story behind it that led you to go and
Yes.
venture into this business. So, can we just tell us something around the one maybe around it? Why do you decide to venture into the business, sir?
Okay. Okay. Right from the inception of when we start understanding that there's something called computer.
Okay,
When I was a little kid,
okay,
I loved anything that has to do with computers. So my friends, they had uncles working at Dell at the time in the US. So they usually send these expensive and foreign magazines about different types of laptops, modems, different kind of computer machines. So I was very excited. Then when I was in school, in elementary school also, in all my subjects, I struggle. In all my subjects, I struggle. But when it comes to computer science, the least mark I've ever had was 96%.
wow, wow, wow.
So I know I have something for computer, but I've never seen one.
Okay,
I always see it on maybe I'm watching a movie or the magazines, like I said. So
okay,
um, that love continued. That love continued until after secondary school. Then in the year 2000, when we start having emails, Yahoo emails.
okay.
Then I love browsing a lot. In fact, any money I have, I would like to go to the cafe, like to browse. When I'm browsing, then people my age and older who understands what I'm saying now. When
Okay.
you go to browse, then you always have connection problems.
Okay.
You might want to check your inbox and you spend 30 minutes.
Yes, I could
You know,
remember I faced something like that too.
yeah.
Sometime
So
in twenties,
rather
early
rather
20s.
than um, rather than sit down and quarrel that I've paid, I can't check my mails and that, I
Mm.
go to the tech rooms and I ask them what exactly is wrong.
Okay.
I need them to explain it to me in a layman
Understand.
language. So that is how I started, you know, having the proper knowledge, applicable knowledge
Okay.
for computing and all this stuff like that. So when I really now started this business, back
Okay.
to like what you said, it was a call for necessity. It was something I had to do to survive.
Okay.
I wanted to build a website in year 2004, year 2004 or so. and I spent about roughly almost 200,000 naira then for more than 10 months.
Okay.
A simple website was not
Yet
completed.
completed. Wow.
So I don't understand all these HTML, this code. When you mention code, in fact, it scares me.
Okay.
So I'm not like, if I want to achieve this business goal, I have to learn how to build a website.
Yes.
So then I now bought MTN dongle. Then I can't afford during the day, so I afford during the night.
Okay.
Then it was 2005 or so. So I pay for night browsing, and then I go to YouTube. Then I start learning. I start seeing how people are building their sites.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
So then I started with Joomla, then later on WordPress. So there was this period when I got married.
Okay.
When I just got married, I had issues with my family. I had issues with my family, so my wife and I have to go and start from the scratch. When
Okay.
I say scratch, I mean the very scratch.
I understand.
No support
Hmm.
at the time. At the time, I was out of job, so but we have to survive. So there's this lady, Fumi Akinola. Then she was the owner of SMSNiger.com.
I remember.
So
I remember.
you, you know her,
I
good,
know.
good.
I know. I know. I know.
So she usually posts it on Facebook, say a lot of bad things about web designers, that you pay them, they don't get your job done, this and that, the same experience that I had. Then I asked her, I said, what would you like to get done? Then she told me, immediately she told me, I just Google search it and this and that. I think I know how to do that, I know how to do that. She said, are you sure you can do that? I said, I can do it. When she was going to pay me, do you know how much she started with?
How much?
500 naira.
You mean the
That was
woman?
my charge. Yes, yes, that was my charge. To me, that was good money. When you are broke, 500 naira is a lot of money.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
So
Wow.
and then I was using a Nokia phone. Then,
Okay.
so then she would just transfer the money. Then she transferred the money in less than 5 minutes. Our job is done.
Wow.
It was like a joke. Another time, the same thing. Then she was like, look, 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 look. This is your skill. Let us commercialize it.
Okay.
You know. So that's when she started promoting that she has a web designer. I'm not a web designer. I'm only trying to survive. You
Mm-hmm.
know, she started saying she has a web designer, and companies started showing interest, and then started charging her properly 30,000, 25,000 naira at the time, and things like that. But what she realized was that all the clients,
Okay.
all of them, were having 100% satisfaction.
Wow.
So then I think, yeah, I have a job.
Of course.
You know, so I focused on it, and that's how it all started. And as we speak today, now I think I have more than 53,000 contacts on my phone. You know, everybody now knows the name, and that's how it became a business. You know, for me,
Wow.
actually, yeah.
Wow. 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 But you have a touching story, if I may say. Well, that is good. I think what you passed through from that side of the computer area, well, what you passed through from that person that you awarded the project to, that took time before he could deliver, led you to go and learn this thing. If I'm right, and if that is, I think I also have the same, almost the same similar issues too, because well, I am not just I'm into printing, but I didn't take graphic designing seriously. But until when my graphic designer started disappointed me, then I now decided, oh, no, this thing I have to go and learn it. And I think something will lead someone to go and do something. Hello, sir. Okay, I think what I well, let's just do it this way, sir. Since we are let me just stay behind the scene while I allow you to do the justice to the topic of the day, sir. Let me stay behind the scene. So you have the platform, sir.
Okay, okay. So this is going to be brief as possible, but everybody is going to be able to understand web building websites, actually. Building of websites is not complex at all. It's not complex. It's very very easy. What you do is there's some basic things you need to understand. Like for instance, your business name is ABC, and you want to get abc.com. The .com, the .net, they are called they are just extensions, you know. So when you say abc.com, for instance, it's called a domain. What a domain is just an address, just like the address to your house. That's what the domain does. A domain, when you enter a domain name, it takes you somewhere. There's a destination that you're going to. There's a destination you're telling the internet you want to visit. You understand? But now, when I have the address to your house, the address is just a text. But what? How about the actual house? The house where you have your chairs, your furniture, where you have your electronics. What is that called? In web designing, it's called your hosting. You understand? Your hosting now is where your files are. What are your files? Don't make it complex. Where you have your text and images and videos, things that you published, things that you are displaying for the your web visitors to see. So that's where it is housed. So do you now understand the domain name and your host? Now, how do you achieve that without paying a web designer? You want to do it yourself. You can go to sites like namecheap.com. You can go to Google Host here in Lagos. You can go to GoDaddy.com, etc. Like that. Then, and it's usually cheap. I'm not sure you're going to spend up to 5,000 here to get a domain name which you want. So when you visit the site, you see a search bar. Just type the domain address that you want, and then they are going to charge you, and they can charge your Nigerian debit card. You know, if you are doing it from Namecheap, for instance, it's going to charge you around 3,500 naira. I'm not sure it's up to 4,000 naira. So now you have that. What do? You need to purchase hosting. So the same way you purchased a domain name is the same way that you purchase a hosting. And in fact, if you are going for the hosting first, the hosting is going to come with there's going to be a step by step, just like the way you buy things on Konga that takes you from um, the product display to about the product details. Then you add to cart. Then from there you visit your cart. Then you review your cart. Then you check out. Then you use your card and whatsoever you pay, and that's the all that are steps. It's the same thing with your hosting. The hosting is a product which the companies are offering. So when you find the hosting package that suits you, it doesn't all you need for a start for just a basic website, you don't need more than 2 gig. And if you're not driving huge traffic to your site, you don't need huge bandwidth. So at the end of the day, you will not be spending much. So when you say, okay, this is the hosting plan that you want, then the next page is going to ask you the domain name you want to use. So since you don't already have a domain name, they ask you to search the domain name if it's available. If it's available, then you just select it, and then it adds the value of the domain name to your hosting, and then you move to the next part where you check your cards, you review your cards, and after that you check out. So at this time, what you have accomplished in less than 2 minutes is that you have purchased a domain name and you also have a hosting. So that means that your domain name now, that is the address, is now directed somewhere. I guess what I'm saying. It's directed somewhere where you can have these files, your website. But you don't have a website yet, but at least you have a destination. Just like you've purchased, you have an address, you have a land, but you have not built your house on it. But at least it's a destination. So after you've done that in say 5 minutes, for instance, you receive a mail telling you that you've successfully purchased the hosting, blah blah blah. Then they're going to give you something called the control panel. So when you have this control panel, it's right there in the email address, the link to the control panel. Usually, if you purchase abc.com, your cpanel is going to be abc.com/cpanel. Now, what this cpanel does. This cpanel is like the engine room of any website. You don't need to know too much. You don't need to know too much. Forget about a lot of links you see. You don't need to know too much. You get to know these things with time. And it's simple. Even if you don't know it now, does not mean that you cannot satisfy a customer or you cannot build your own website. There are only few things that is important for you, and I'm going to let you know that. I'm sorry, this masterclass is coming from the just offer. Please. So when you have your control panel, what do you want to do? But the main motive of starting this process in the first place is that you want to build your own website. Okay. Now there are some things called now in the past, you need to be a coder, a PHP coder or just something like that. You have to write codes morning till night and to trying to build a page, etc. But all that is in the past. All that is in the past. For more than 15 years or more now, there are some there are some platforms called content management system. Content management system can be likened to your phone. When you hold your Samsung phone, you are not seeing the codes behind the phone. You're not seeing the raw software codes. But what you see is settings. And when you want to dim the brightness of your phone, you just slide or you just use your finger to reduce or increase. That is what you do. But what each of the touch on the screen sends a different is recoding the phone. It's changing script behind in the back end, but you are not seeing it as the front end user. Now, that is what is called the content management system. You are managing the system with much more ease. The same way applies to website building. Now you don't need to see codes. I can build 100 website and I don't see codes. I get what I'm saying? So what do? Now on your cPanel, there's a lot of content management systems already pre-installed for you. Yours is just to choose. So now from your email, you've seen the cPanel link, you've clicked on the link, you've inserted the username and password given to you. Now you are seeing a whole long page. Don't need to be scared. Just scroll up. Then you will see a CMS called WordPress. Now when you click on WordPress, you click on install. When you click on install, I'm saying WordPress because WordPress is the most supported platform when it comes to website building. You see a lot of things for free. A lot of sites like Jumia, Konga.com, Amazon, the rest of them like that, you can completely build them in less than 15 minutes. Anybody that tells you it's going to take you longer, the person doesn't know what he's doing. So don't be scared at all. It's a simple process. So when you click on WordPress, you click on install, it asks you, do you want to install it on your domain name, the domain name that is attached to the cPanel? You want to, what's the name of your site, the name of your company? Do you have a tagline? What username would you want to use? What password would you want to use? And that's it. Then you click install and it does the magic for you. It just installs in less than 10 seconds. After that, when you visit your main website, abc.com in this instance, you see that the website is already there for you, a blog done for you. But that is not your business. Your business is you're into oil and gas. So whatever you are seeing there right now is just having the title of your company, the name of your company, but it's not having the desired design that you want. How do you get the desired design that you want? A professional design, a kind of design that when your friends or when your business associates visit the site, they feel that you've paid a lot of money to get this website done. Something that is going to impress them. Something that people who you want to get contracts from, when they visit, they'll look at that. Yes, you have a great team behind your business. Simple. Those designs which you need is called themes. 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 How do you get these themes? Just go to Google and tell Google, uh, oil and gas, oil and gas, uh, oil and gas WordPress themes. Then you will see a whole lot of options. Most likely what you see is you see 21 best oil and gas WordPress themes, 19 oil and gas WordPress themes. You see options like that in the search results. Just click on any one, then they are going to show you photos of different kind of websites, and there will be a link called demo. So you click on the demo, then it shows you a website, not your site, but it shows you a website that is built for the purpose of oil and gas. So you keep checking until you find your favorite one. So let us assume that the favorite one you found is called Waka Oil and Gas. Okay, the name of the favorite one you found that befits you, something that you love, is called Waka Oil and Gas. Remember the name, Waka Oil and Gas. If you check the site properly, you will find a link that you can use to purchase it. But if in case you don't find it, you go to Google and say Waka Oil and Gas WordPress team. Now you are specifying, you are being specific. So you will get a link to where the team exactly is being sold. So you click on it. Usually a team costs around $59. Okay, a team costs around $59. But that's just it though. But if let me do something because I think I have about I have about 3,005 to 4,000 teams for WordPress, all premium, you know. So it's things that I've purchased over the years. So I can share them with you if you are granted the link to me. So when you purchase this thing, just the same way you purchase your domain and hosting, the same way you purchase your laptops or phones from Gmail, the same thing. Just click on add to cart, check out, then you'll be given a theme. This theme contains the files that you were supposed to sit and be designing that is going to take you months to complete a simple website. All those jobs has already been done. You don't need to understand them. It's just going to be, once you open it on your computer, it's just going to be a zipped file, just a single file. For instance, a single file called Waka Oil and Gas. If you should extract it, you only want to cause yourself headaches if you don't know how to read or edit HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and rest of it. You don't need to worry yourself about that. Just go back to the cPanel where you were coming from before you were searching for themes. You know that you've installed a WordPress. Now your WordPress link is going to be, not instead of apc.com/cpanel, which was for your control panel, this time it's going to be
Hello, hello, hello. Okay, that is one thing we experience on digital space. So you have to understand that it is network. Well, like he said that building of a website is not that really complex. It's very easy, and would
wp-admin.
hello sir,
Because
hello sir. Your Zoom frozen. Okay, welcome back. It seems your network is fluctuating, or
network,
because you're yeah. So
yes, like
where we had you last was when you are talking about the cPanel, how to whether you will receive a mail that
the
contains your
panel,
cPanel.
and you've received a mail.
Okay,
You've received a mail after your installation of WordPress.
Yeah.
The mail is going to contain your username, your password, and your admin link to your WordPress. So when you visit the link, you put your username, you put your password. When you enter into, then it's called the first page that opens is called the dashboard, because that is where it contains all the links to everything that you can do, every functions on the on your WordPress. What do you have to do now? Remember that all to this point you have not touched a line of code. You know, you've done the normal things you do every day, purchasing. So you go to Teams, you go to upload theme, then you select the file that you bought. That is the Waka Oil and Gas, the file that is on your laptop. You select it and click upload. You wait for about a minute or two. The upload is complete. The upload is complete. Once that is complete, then it asks you if you want to activate the theme. Once you activate the theme, you go back to your abc.com. You see that the design has changed a little bit, but the design that you see now is not what you saw before you made your decision to purchase the Waka Oil and Gas. How do you have your site to look exactly like the demo which you saw? When you go back to your WordPress admin, you go to appearance, you will see themes option. Theme options. In the theme options, there's a link that tells you that would you like to install the demo in your website? And then of course, yes, that's what you want to do. You know, that is what you want to do. So when you click on install demo, you just wait for about 30 seconds. It's going to import the pages that has been designed, you know, that has been designed, the widgets, the logo, the images, everything. It's going to install and arrange everything in your site properly, that your site looks exactly identical to the website that you saw. I guess what I'm saying. Now your site looks very much like a oil and gas firm company, you know. So when that is done, then you have to the content of the site obviously is not the content of your website. It's saying Waka Oil and Gas. The name of your company is not Waka Oil and Gas. From your team options, you know, all you just have to do is fill the form. There's a lot of questions there. A lot of options there. You just tick, 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 tick. Wherever you have to input anything, you put information about your company, and when you are done, you click save. By the time you go back to your abc.com, by the time you go back to your abc.com and you refresh, you see that the site starts looking like what is yours. Because now you'll have updated your logo, now you'll have inputted your company name, you have inputted about your company in the widgets, footer, all the rest of them like that. Then it start looking like it. But the page doesn't show the contents. Usually is this dummy content. It's not saying anything about your company. So what do you do at this time? You go back to your WordPress admin, and then you go to pages. Then in your pages, there is where you will see your about us, is where you see your contact us, where you see your services page, where you see your home page, where you see your portfolio page, where you see your gallery page, and a lot of other pages that you might not even need. So most of these themes come with a page builders. So when you visit your abc.com, you see a link upward that say click on page builder. Once you click on the page builder, you click on any item, any section, and then it opens the text. You delete the text, input the text you want, you click save, and that is it. So when you want more functions, to have more functions on your site, instead of looking for themes, which has to do with instead of looking for themes, which has to do with design, it's called plugins. So right there from your WordPress admin, under themes, you see plugins. If there's any function you want, Google it, and from the results, you see the names of different plugins that does whatever you want. Maybe you want to add WhatsApp to your website, where people can easily just click on website and initiate a chat with you, or any other kind of chat. or you want to add anything at all you want to add. You want to add a shopping cart, you want to be able to sell something, you want to install paystack, every other thing, all that is called plugins, and they are simple to install and configure. And once that is your website is complete. So that's it about building website. It's just that simple. There's nothing you don't have to see a line of code. No, not at all. So that's just the start to finish in brief of building any type of website.
You know, so thank you, sir. I know something like this is very easy for you. It's very easy because you are in the, yeah, system. I know we have other people that will be like, "Ah, what is it that is easy? It's not easy. No, I'm not going to accept that." But to build website with WordPress is very easy. But when it now comes to coding, I think that is more technical, and I think you will need to help us to cover that area. That okay, if it is coding that you want to go, because some people, no matter how you advise them to go into to go and learn WordPress or all this Joomla, they will still tell you that it's not standard, it's not professional, it's coding that I want to go into that, and I which I believe is still part of excuses or excuse. So let's look at the coding part. If let's assume someone wants to go into the coding side of a website, how what do you think they should do, sir?
There are institutions, there are learning centers where you can learn
Coding.
coding.
Okay.
It's good to learn coding, but there are different kind of individual needs.
Okay.
You will barely see a 35-year-old, 40-year-old saying he wants to learn coding,
I agree with you.
because it's more or less like time wasting.
Yes.
A 35-year-old, 40-year-old, someone who no, that is one. Number two, an entrepreneur will not learn coding, because where he's learning, if before he will learn coding, whatever is the product that he needs is already in place. He's only learning coding to upgrade. He's
Okay.
only learning coding to want to make a more better product.
Okay.
Okay, uh, because when you are coding, to create a product is going to take you months. And when you create the product, you can never be perfect at the first time. So you keep have to, just like the apps you have on your phone. Why do you keep updating them?
Because we want to have
Are
a
the No, 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 the developers behind them, they tell you that you update to they're always fixing the bugs.
okay.
They're always fixing troubles. Most of these developers are one of the you can call them one of the best developers in the world. But you see that there is no app, even including Google app that is on your phone. You keep updating almost every 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Why don't they make a perfect app? I get what I'm saying.
I
So
do.
you who wants to build a business around web designing, you will not start from coding. Gradually, as you progress, you begin some things will be making you some situations, like for instance now, if I create a team, for instance, I can use my company name, put my company name at the footer.
Okay.
Then I decide not to put the footer in the team options. So you have to find the PHP script of your footer in your control panel. Then when you open it, PHP code is going to be open. Then you need to be able to find where I wrote copyright, all right reserved, Waka Internet Company, where you'll be able to edit that. It's just a minor edit, but some little things necessitate it. And then you see instructions online that says this is how you do, this is how you do, this is how you do it. Simple. You don't mess with too much code. You just delete, insert, and save. I get what I'm saying.
I do.
But it's good that the younger people. Okay, at the time that I was starting web designing,
Okay.
I already had a wife, and she was pregnant. Will I not focus on being better at WordPress and Joomla and other CMS? And then I said I want to go and learn coding. Where will I even get the money to pay for coding? Who will be feeding me and my wife, my pregnant wife at the time? I Are you getting what I'm
I'm
saying?
with you, sir.
Like for instance now, um, I have two contracts to create loan apps.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
I can't sit and create the apps myself. I need a designer, I need a front end developer, I need a web back end developer. Not because each person can each one cannot do all of the tasks needed. I get what I'm saying. But you will not need to employ more than 4 or 5 people so that you'll be able to complete a project in minimum of 10 weeks. Okay,
Yes, sir.
because if you decide to do it on your own, then you'll be spending months.
Okay.
But if I want to build a website for someone, for instance, now the minimum is 80,000.
Okay.
I can finish building I can finish building 10 websites in less than 2 days. Complete build start to finish. And I spent a lot of time resting and doing it at my own convenience in 2 days. If you should add up that money, that's about 800,000 naira. So if you
Yes.
should look at the money I'll be making in a 10-week period when you are just creating an app that you send to the client, and the client says, this is now I want it to work. Why is this? Why is this that? Why is this that? Then you now have to go back again and start recoding. So that is what makes the whole thing very different from each other. And now these days, there are different types of code also and different uses of codes. We need to take note of that.
Okay.
You know, so it depends. If like for instance now, there's a business that I'm going to bring up this year, and I
Okay.
decide that I chose the developers myself, and I'll be working with them, okay, myself. And because of that, I have to learn about some other types of coding, that I wasn't used to before. That is not for survival. That is just for personal business. But someone who is looking to create a side hustle, someone who is looking to create a side hustle, learning code is not the initial.
Okay.
Learning how to use WordPress is the initial, because if you should go to YouTube now and want to learn how to use WordPress, before you spend 30 minutes to 1 hour, you have the whole idea. And once you have the whole idea, then you can start practicing. You can get free domains, you can get free hosting, then you can start practicalizing how to edit your themes and how to make it look like what you want. In less than 2 or 3 days, you feel that you can build websites. So when you start getting clients, when you start getting clients, then you start trying to satisfy them by when you start trying to satisfy them by modifying themes to their own tastes. That is where your experience begin. Okay, so in less than 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, you're a web designer. A web designer that you are confident you can walk into any meeting, with your clients, any company, doesn't matter if it's big, if it's small, and they will know what you are saying. But someone who is learning the code will not be there yet. So
Okay.
I think individual choices comes to play here.
Okay. I have question from audience now. Then he said, well, what is the important? What is the meaning of bandit?
Of bandwidth.
Yes, bandwidth.
Bandwidth.
Yes.
When someone visits your site contains your logo, contains your banner, contains your tests, and minor other images. So a page has size.
Okay.
So let's assume that each time I visit your site, I'm loading your page. When I'm loading your page, it's 500. It's 500. No, it's 1 MB.
1 MB. Okay.
For instance, it's 1 MB. If I should visit your site 500 times, that is 500 MB.
Yes.
That is 500 MB minus the bandwidth that you are giving. That is how you calculate bandwidth. So bandwidth, for instance, now they have given you a bandwidth of 5 gig. Okay, if I should visit your one MB page 500 times, that is 500 MB. So your bandwidth will be 4.5 gig left. But bandwidth also, another thing about bandwidth also is different from disk space, because every new month, like for instance now, if this month is ending on the 31st and you have almost exceeded your bandwidth, immediately it's 12 o'clock, June 1st, your bandwidth is going to reset. So then it starts the calculation all over again. So bandwidth is just the size of your website, people coming to your website, the number of people coming to your website, number of pages that they visit on your website, number of pages that they download, content that they download from your site is your bandwidth. Because if you also upload a music file,
Okay.
which is 5 MB, and 100 people comes to download that same file, that is 100 times 5, that's 100 times 5, that's 500 MB. There, that is going to be debited from the allocated resources of your bandwidth which you have.
Okay. So what you are saying is that anyone that visits my website, they charge me the number of
Yes,
bandits that person spend on my website.
the number of data the person is exhausting on
Exhausting.
your website.
Okay, okay. Let's assume I log into your website now and I started moving from one page to another, and at the end of the day I've consumed let's say 10 MB. So they will deduct the 10 MB from your website bandwidth,
From the allocated, yes, from the
from the
allocated
allocated
bandwidth.
bandit, which means that
Yes,
which means that for anyone that visits our website, they charge us
yes,
for them to visit our
yes.
website based on
To
from
visit your,
they charge
yeah,
us bandits that they visit our website, and it now
yes,
depend the number of content or what they do from that
yes.
website too.
It depends on how it depends on how optimized
Okay,
your website is. Like for instance, now if you should visit google.com,
okay,
the size of google.com is different from the size of when you open youtube.com.
yes, based on the content.
Based on the content, the
Yes,
images, you
the
load a lot
images.
of images, but
Yes,
on google.com, I think there's only one image on google.com,
yeah.
and I'm sure that image is less than 2 kilobytes or 3 kilobytes.
It's not up to 1 MB. That's why I'm sure of that one.
They can never, it can never, it
I
can't be more than
I
10
also learned that
kilobytes.
if a page is more than 3 MB, that most of the search engine penalize the owner of the website. Is it true?
Uh, it's not penalized. It's not penalized. You don't call it penalized.
Okay,
It's a preference,
okay,
because Google is serving you. Okay,
okay.
Google is serving you. You are looking for where to buy. You're looking for where to buy fruit juice, for
Okay,
instance.
yeah,
Google has already visited millions of pages or websites that are selling fruit juice.
okay,
Google have checked their. Google have checked. Google check a lot of things. People, how many people have visited the website recently? How long they spent on the website recently? What they do on the website, etc., to determine the website that is more valuable. So when your website is 3 megabytes and my own is less than 100 megabytes, I mean less than 100 kilobytes, that means that when a visitor clicks on my website, it opens faster than yours.
okay,
Google is going to prefer my website to be on the top while yours on the bottom, because they believe that the Google user is going to be more satisfied when they access my website. So it's preference. You don't gain too much of their preference if you have a site that is that heavy, 3 megabytes, way too heavy.
okay, okay. Okay, now I want to ask my own questions now, because now we have something like slug tag in website.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are their functions, sir?
The function of slugs, which is
And
added to your
the
domain
third one,
name
sir, sorry, sir, the third one is metadata. Slug,
of
tag, and metadata. Yes, sir.
metadata comprises of everything.
Okay, okay, okay,
Comprises of everything. Just like metadata, just like the data of this page.
okay,
Contains different kind of information about the page. This logs is mm, if I say if my website is abc.com,
Okay.
And I say instead of using slugs, you can also use there are different types of slugs. There's a name of the page. You can use the name of the page. You can use a page ID number. You
Okay.
know. So for instance, if I say how to repair a car, and I choose not and I choose to use the page ID. So
Okay.
my site name can be abc.com/143 or P143. Then you have xyz.com. You use your names, use your title slug. You use xyz.com slash how to build a car.
Okay.
If a third person now see those two links on Google, which do you think they'll first click?
How to buy car.
They'll click yours. They'll click yours that have the title slug.
Okay.
The title slug also represents keywords.
Okay.
How to repair a car. Google can easily identify, can easily read and understand it, and present it to whoever is looking for, who is looking for something related to that. You understand? They use synonyms and all the rest of them like that to determine that this is the best link to give them. So that's just look. It makes people quickly understand what a link is all about before they even click on it.
Okay. Okay. And what about tag? Or is it tag? Yeah.
Tag
Yeah.
tags. Tag is just like an anchor,
Anchor. Okay.
just like an anchor, just like how to build a car. You use a car as your tag, for
Okay.
instance. Then 3 months ago, you wrote how to change the transmission fluid of a car. Car is also in that tag. What the tag does here is that the tag links all your related posts.
Okay.
It links all your related posts together, which means that when you serve a web visitor one content, your website can suggest another content which the web user will likely like to read.
Okay.
The
Okay.
more you do that, you achieve a higher visitor time on your website.
Okay. Okay. What I want to ask for the last from my side is that to build a website, I know we need a
Yes,
domain name. Get a domain
yes,
name. After you have gotten a domain name, you need to host the domain name. And then when you host
yes,
the domain name, the hosting company is going to send you a detail called your cpanel details. So when you get to
yes,
the cpanel, you are going to click the link. When you click the link, you will do one or two activation and things like that. Then you now install your content management system. Okay,
yes.
when you
That's a
that is
WordPress,
for
right?
the WordPress. When you that is the like of WordPress, Joomla, PHP, and the rest of them. When you install it, then you, if it's WordPress that you are installing, you now install the kind of theme that you want. If you are building a website for a barbing salon, you look for a theme that resonates barbing salon. If it's for restaurant, you look for a
Yes,
theme that is for restaurant.
yes,
All these themes you can search them on Google. So when you get the
yeah,
theme and you have installed it, then you need to customize your theme. You change it because already the theme will come with a pre name or pre informations with
the
that
free
come
templates. Yes,
pre template. So you need to edit where they put their company name, you put your own. Where they put their motto, you put their own. Where they put their logo, you put your own. You change the color, you make the website to look the way you want it. Then you now install plugins or add-on. I think plugins and add-on is something that I want to ask you that. Uh, for a website to be complete setup on WordPress as a website, what are the plugins that matter? Hello, sir. Hello. Are you there, sir? Seems your network is freezing again. Okay, what I'm actually asking is what are the plugins that really okay, well, if you want to build a website, because we need plugins or add-ons to make your website look perfect. And if you don't have some of these plugins around your website, you might not be able to get the best of the result. What is going on? He has left the scene. I hope it's not from my side. Let me check my. Okay, actually, I'm still the Zoom link. The Zoom is still on. I think the error is from his side. Well, if he comes back, fine. If he didn't comes back before we finish the session, we might close it here. But what is happening here is that he has okay, he's back. Okay, welcome back. Are you back, sir? Okay, so like I just said, if you want to build a website, it's very easy. It's not something that you cannot do. You have many materials over there online that you can leverage on. You go to YouTube, just type how to build a website. You are welcome back, sir. Oh, it seems your audio now, we can't hear you. It's bad, but it's trying to fix his he's fixing his tablet. So get a domain name. You can check Google Host, you can check Quickserver, you can check smartwebs.com.ng, googlehost.com. We have GoDaddy for the UK, godaddy.co.uk. We have many of them. Okay, so when you get a domain name, go and register go and host it, because domain name is more like you buy a SIM. You know, if you buy a SIM, you still need a phone to put it inside the SIM. Hello, sir. I can't hear you. If you can hear me, I can't hear you. I can see you, but I can't hear you, sir. Did you mute your Zoom? Let me see. Okay, you have muted your mic, so maybe you should try and work on it. You have muted your mic. Let me chat with you, sir. You have muted your mic. Okay. Yes, I can hear you now, sir. You're welcome back. Yeah. Actually, the question I was asking you before the network disconnected was that, we have plugins, we have that is add-on. That if you are building your website, what are the plugins that you will recommend that is very, very mandatory for anyone that is building a website, sir? Yes. Okay. Okay. Jetpack. Okay, sir. Okay. Okay.
Your website is not going to have a contact page,
Okay, sir.
and the best, and it's free, so contact from 7.
Okay, sir.
You have contact from 7. Then that's just about it. Any other thing depends on the type of website that you are building.
You are building.
And WordPress have a lot of they have a lot of plugins that you can use for free. This is how you get the best plugins. This is how you get the best plugins. When you go to plugins and you click add new, and then you type say you type WhatsApp.
Okay, sir.
Say you type WhatsApp. There's a lot of plugins related to WhatsApp services. How do you know the best? You're a novice. You've never had any of the company name before. You get what I'm saying? You have not used any before.
Okay, sir.
Underneath each of the plugin, there's a 5-star rating.
Okay.
There's a 5-star rating. There's the number of active users using that particular plugin.
Okay.
So like yesterday when I was when the client said you needed WhatsApp, he was sitting right next to me. So I was showing it to him, and I said, okay, just install WhatsApp there. Then we saw 2 major plugins on the top. One of them had 200,000 installs. That means that about 200,000 people is using that particular plugin. And then we saw another plugin, about 300,000 is using that particular plugin. Okay. He was tempted to want to install that, which 300,000 people are using. Then I said, no, hold on. That's not just all the criteria you look at. Look at the 5-star rating. The one with 300,000 installs, about 150 people.
Okay.
About 150 people gave it a 4.3/5 rating.
Okay.
About 150 people gives it a 4.3/5 rating. But the one with 200 installs,
okay, sir,
has about 450 5-star rating.
Okay. I get
So
it.
I said, this This is the important thing. You look, 200 people, 400 and something people are telling you that they give this particular plugin 5 star. 150 people is telling you that they are not even satisfied with this plugin. Some people are giving it a 1 star, some people are giving it 2 star, and that's why it has a 4.3 rating. So I said this is the most important information. So there's the high tendency that you also rate it a 5 star. That means that when you use this plugin, there's a very high chance that you will not have any issues
Okay.
with it, because I get what I'm saying. So once you have those criteria, then there are there are a million plugins. There are a million plugins. Once you have this criteria to check which one to use, then you will never go wrong.
Okay, sir. So thank you so much, sir. Now, audience, if you know you want to answer, you have any question that you want to ask, please do that right now, because within 2 minutes we are rounding up this session. And at 6 p.m. we have another amazing session with Katusha Baggio from Italy, and she's going to be taking us on how to become Amazon bestseller. So that is what we are going to be taking at 6 p.m. So if you have questions you want to ask, Mr. Curtis, Mr. Tremayne is here, so he's still here in our midst. Kindly do that right now, because we want to close. If you know you have any question you want to ask, within 2 minutes, then we are rounding up. And before we go, sir, if people want to get
Okay.
in touch with you, like contact you, how would they be able to do that?
They can contact me via my business phone number,
Okay.
070
Okay.
380
Okay.
111
Okay.
74.
Call the number again, sir.
070
Okay.
380
Okay.
111
Okay.
74.
Okay.
And I can be reached 24 hours in a week. I don't have morning, I don't have night.
Okay. And this I would say this contact is for the Nigerians now. So for those who are watching you that are not Nigerians, some of them like to do with email. So how would they be able to contact you? Your email, and
Just
then your social media too.
my email my email addresses are Waka Internet.
Waka.
Waka as WAKA.
Okay.
Waka Internet at gmail.com,
Okay.
or you write to hello at wic.com.ng.
Okay. Okay. I think you.
Waka Internet Waka Internet at gmail.com,
Okay.
or hello at wic.com.ng.
Okay. 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 On this note, we are closing the session right now, since you are not you don't have any question to ask. So before I will close the session, I want to quickly say this, that I have a book that I wrote, I released in March, and the book is focused on how to make passive income online. So if you are here to get the book, go to our store right now and get the book. The book is there on our store. Go to the incomestreams.com/shop. You'll be able to have access to the book. Okay, about the book, the book is loaded. If you check we are right now is showing on the screen. So that is how to make passive income online. That is, if you want to start business online and you want to make money online, the book is meant for you. And at the same time, if you have any printing or publishing job that you want to do, kindly reach out to me. I'm also into printing and publishing, and that is where I started this journey that I'm doing today. So, Mr.
Yes,
Tremayne,
yes.
yeah, I think that was what brought us
That,
together
that,
years
that's
back.
that's October 12th.
Yes, October 12th. October 12th. That was what brought us
That's
together.
that's that, that's more than 7 years ago. Yeah,
Yes,
Facebook.
yes, something like that. Something like that, sir. So thank you so much, sir, for the time you have spent in our midst. You have really empowered us, and you have opened our eyes to understand that to build or to build a website is not something that is really hard.
That is difficult.
Yeah, it's not
Not
difficult.
difficult.
It's not
Yes.
difficult. Just go and learn. That is it. Don't let anybody scare you of coding or not coding. Even if if need be that you have to go and code, it's something that you can learn. Anything is learning.
You can learn that at your convenience while
Yes.
you are still making money from building website.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then before you will go, sir, because I'm very sure when you are coming, you must have one or two people that you brought down here to come and listen to your presentation, and some of them will still come back and watch you too. What would you like to say to them, sir?
What I would just like to say is that what I would like to let them know is that they are opportunity to see this masterclass,
Okay.
and anyone who wants to build a website, anyone who wants to build a website, does not matter the budget, they can relate to me.
Okay.
If there's anyone who wants to learn further, they can relate to me. They can reach me anytime, and I'm very open to help.
Okay. And also, you said something earlier on during the presentation that you have a few plugins that you won't mind giving us the access
I
to.
don't I don't have few plugins, so I have them in thousands.
In thousands. Ah, wow. Yes.
In
Three, you said
thousands.
in thousands.
I have them in
And
thousands.
you
If
said
we should, if
they are premium plugins that you don't mind giving us.
premium plugins, if we should say we should purchase them, they're between 102 or 200 million naira,
Wow.
200 million naira
Wow.
worth.
Wow. How do we have access to them, sir? Because someone like me, I need them.
I was thinking of creating a catalog where I can post them cheaply or for free. But
Okay.
till now, I've not gotten the time to do that. The reason why I haven't gotten time to do that is that most of these plugins that I have,
Okay.
um, at different times, they require updates.
Okay.
And WordPress is also being updated from time to time.
Yes, sir.
So there are some times that if I should publish 2,000 plugins,
Okay, sir.
and then about 50 or 70 requires updates. For me to have the time to be updating each one of them, posting the new update is
Mm.
going to take some time, of my time. So that's just the only way until I can maybe find someone that I can employ, one or two people that I can employ just to focus on the updates. So I
Okay.
think that's just the only thing that is slowing me down right now.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate you for the time you have spent in our midst. And on behalf of the income stream community and all the team member that is behind this conference, we say a big thank you, and we appreciate you for joining us to share your knowledge and insights with us this evening. So thank you so much, sir, Mr. Tremayne Curtis. We really appreciate you, sir, for the
Thank
time you have
thank
spent in our midst.
thank you very much. I feel very honored.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, and we look forward to see you the other time, sir. The income stream
All right, sir.
community, and this is where we are ending the session right now. And let me quickly go and prepare myself for the session that's coming up at 6 p.m. Please join us. Come and join Katusha Baju, as she's going to be walking us through the how to become an Amazon bestseller. So if you have a book that you are planning to publish, if you have a book you want to publish, come and learn from her. Come and learn how she's doing it. Okay, come and learn from her. So this is where we are ending the session. I look forward to see you within in the next 45 minutes. Bye for now.